Yep. Well, it's an Easter stream, so I thought that we'd make it a big thing. We'll do Spice Marine, maybe Tuesday. That might be what we do. Is that a problem? Well, I wouldn't think it's a problem, bruv. Why would you think it's a problem, bruv? We also need to do a Dead by Daylight stream at some point. Havoc says he enjoys those, so... Let me open up the stream here. By the way, I'm looking at only about $200 so far from YouTube this month. I know we still got another week and a half, but that's 200. Like, we need to be at 550 to break even. It's not good. That is not good, brother. Don't know what we're gonna do about it. I'm sure we'll figure it out. All right, let me increase the size of my screen. There we go. Should be getting live chat now. Or even I'm not going to be able to stay as I'm with family. All right, Extreme, that's fine. I wanted to do the stream a little early today, so that way we could get it in, and I'm not going to be doing a For Honor stream tomorrow, so I thought we'd just do an Easter stream tonight. You know, for fun. All right. So let's do this thing. I've got to do Agile Slayer, Resourceful Warrior, and Warrior, so that means we got to do some Assassins. Well, we are working with Hatun to get her up to rep, what is it, 15 or 14? What rep is it that she gets the Lightning Bolt? Because we need that Lightning Bolt to finish our Hatun build. And I want to finish that Hatun build before I do my next For Honor Warhammer build videos. You know what I'm saying, bruh? Bruh. Alright, let's rock and or roll. We're going to try to have a good time tonight, guys. That is the goal. You know, for fun, let's do our new White Scars Hatun. Hoping friend Eric recovers, yeah. I wanted to ask you for an Allied Warrior thing on For Honor, but was too scared to ask. Hope you're good. Why were you scared to ask? When's the next Heroes in History for someone? I've done all the Heroes in History until the new hero comes out. So until a new hero comes out in Season 2, there won't be another Heroes in History. Like, I gotta wait. Raven Knight, you were on PS4? No, I'm on PS5. I'm on PS5. I know, everyone considers it the worst. But that's what I have. Because you are Raven. Well, no, Mercy, were you asking if you could play with me? Is that what you were asking? At this point, I think the Switch 2 is the worst. I don't think you can play For Honor on Switch 2. My point was it's the worst platform for Honor, is what people say. People are saying that besides the old gens, of the three, PC, Xbox, and PlayStation is the worst. I've had some success, though, so... Can I do a Heroes in History on myself? Like, a history on... Like a history on Raven?
I think I mean like just figure out historical figures regardless of their association to the game.
That'd be interesting. Okay. Man, I'm surprised he didn't die from the fire. Oh, hi. Ah, the hyper armor. Okay, one way to fix Hatun, I can think of one big fix that'll help Hatun. Make her deflect, break hyper armor. Make her deflect, break hyper armor. Because right now, the fact that so many characters can counter her so easily makes her a weakling. Would love to see a title called Heroes in History Raven Knight. So basically my background, my history. That'd be interesting. That'd be interesting. Crap. Yeah, I had to time it right. Crap, the zone got me. Oh well. I don't know. Would you guys watch a Heroes in History the Raven Lord? Like, would you, like, I mean, I would not mind telling you my past, but it's not all. I mean, I don't know. There's some things I'm not sure I'm ready to share. Like, I've been through some shit. Ah man, we were doing so good. If I could get some backup in, what is this, A, C? C? Okay. Will you make a Centurion video again? What kind of Centurion video? Where's my team? Oh, they're all in B? Are you serious? Guys, focus on zones first. Ah, man. Hey, Break. How you doing, man? What's my opinion on Corvus Corax? He's cool. Corvus is really cool. Hey, Aaron. Hope you're doing well. I'm going to go to A. Highlander's just sitting there. Good try. Damn it, I had that Highlander. Oh, the warden came in and saved his sorry ass. I had him. Well, that's how it goes, isn't it? But I stand by what I say. What Hatun needs right now more than anything is their deflect needs to break hyper armor, or they need more hyper armor in their kit, because right now they can be way too easily canceled out. Ah! Damn. Wanted to say hi and also make a suggestion of the Volcano Destruction Blast free for emote for the Red Dragon if you have it. I don't think I have it. I don't think I have that one. It's a good one, but I don't think I have it on Warmonger. Alright, we got C back. Just tired? Yeah, I hear that break. I hear that. It's been a tiring day for me, too. Had a lot going on. I better go help out Griffin. He's having a rough one. Got him. Alright, better go to C fast. Yorn won't last much longer. Okay. Anyway, what I meant was I saw you online earlier and I chickened out twice for asking you for a fight. Don't ask me why. I just... Yeah, no, Mercy, you can ask. Like, if I'm online and you just want to fight, just let me know, hey, it's Mercy, want to fight? And I probably will say yes unless I'm recording. How would I best describe the Raven Guard in 40k? Very understaffed and very stealthy. Damn. Well, not a good start. Not a good start, but it's alright. Mercy Bull? What? Why Bull? I would do it. Okay, I mean, if you want to doubt me, feel free, Mercy. I would do it, though. Oh, you were talking to Bullwinkle. Oh, gotcha. I was confused. I misunderstood. Raven, I have a question. Could you write a story for a character I created? Or give you tips for how to write it? I would need to know more details. I got it, Bull. I misunderstood at the time. Oh no, he's a thanker. Funky lot. That Highlander's the thanker? That Highlander's the thanker? Bro, let me be clear. You sat in Zone A the entire match, hid from anyone who might fight you, were saved twice, and you're about to talk shit. Okay, buddy. Okay. As long as you're okay. Hey, that's cool. That's cool. Talk shit. I hope you're not on my team next match. I hope you're not on my team next match. If you are, I will abandon you. I will see how good you fight when you're on your own, but let's find out. Oh, never mind. He quit. What a surprise. Is anyone surprised by that? I am not. Lark, are you surprised by that?
I for one, am not surprised.
I'm not surprised by that at all. Quite often the ones who talk shit are the ones who run away with their tail between their legs. I love it. I love it. In your opinion, would you consider Bjorn Fellhand and Commander Dante to be weak in their old age, and which Primarchs have the worst writing? Jesus. Dante is not weak in his old age. He's still pretty fucking awesome.
He did go through the Primarchs thing, so he's basically got a new lease on life.
Bjorn Fellhand, I don't know enough about him.
I mean, he's a dreadnought, so...
I mean, he's a dreadnought. He's as tough as his gears allow him to be. And which Primarch has the worst writing? Fulgrim's is pretty bad. Fulgrim's is pretty stinking bad. Alfarius is awful. His writing is shit. Alfarius Omegon have some of the worst writing I've ever seen in terms of the Primarchs. And the reason I say it's bad is because you don't know a damn thing about them. And everyone says, oh, that's the point. You're not supposed to. That's cop-out bullshit. That is cop-out bullshit.
I would say anything revolving around Lorgar following his decision to betray.
Yeah, Lorgar post Heresy is also pretty weak, but I'm just looking at overall. In terms of overall lore. Yeah. My day's been kind of shit, so I'm going to sit back and listen. Oh, okay, man. Well, I haven't had the best of days either, so we can both have bad days together. All right, the Warden from last match is still against us, but now we've got a Shaman, a Black Prior, and a Lawbringer. Although they've got two Lawbringers and a Black Prior now. It's all about the Knights today, apparently. All right, let's see how this goes. Hey, Raven, can I shill a free audiobook YouTube channel I listen to? You know, most streams have rules about product placement, but fine, go ahead, shill it. Raven Knight, it is Easter. No, that's tomorrow. Hey, General Fujikiyo. Oh, good kill from the Shaman, okay. Fuck.
You lost Zone C.
Oh well.
You captured Zone A.
Well, let's try this again. I don't know how I'm going to break through that Warden. It's like they just anticipate everything I'm going to do. Maybe I can surprise him. Okay, we can be honorable. You haven't been honorable yet, but... Ah! Damn! I was getting close. Oh, but then they just whiffed that zone. I was so close. Oh well. They finally suffered an L, so that's good. Let me turn B around real quick. There we go. There we go. Sorry, I had to lock in there for a second. I had to lock in. I need to heal up now. Me and the shaman make a decent team. Let's turn B around again. Where was I?
Before you were so...
Healing up my heels, healing. I'm healing up. Oh shoot. Wait patiently. Wait patiently. Ah! Didn't matter if I waited patiently. It's a gank. Ganks happen. Alright. Alright. Whoa! 2 A's from General Fujikiyo. That's Australian currency. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate it. Thank you very much, man. I really appreciate that. I'm gonna go to C now. Shaman is the funniest runner character. I'll die on that hill. It's either Shaman or Shugoki.
You captured Zone C.
Okay. Damn. He went down. Shaman's a beast. I've gotten 7 kills too. That's pretty decent. Why are you saying wow? Is it because you're getting beat, bro? Chill. This person parries all of my unblockables, so let's use that. Wow, so what are you... Okay, Leodoxus, buddy, Warden, what is wrong with you? You have ganked before, you ganked me last match, you ganked this match, and now you're acting indignant that we're ganking you this match. This is... were you hoping we'd be honorable? Man... Hey, Red, hope you're well. Wow, sorry. What are you upset about now? It was a one-on-one fight with the shaman. What are you mad about? Shaman, I was about to throw them in the ledge. Ooh, Lawbringer throwing his bombs to get the win. I love it, man. I love it, bro. Lawbringer needs his bombs to make the win. Okay. All right. So what we need to do is one of us needs to sneak into A. I didn't dodge in time. Looks like we lose this one too, guys. This isn't my night. This really isn't my night. Thanks, Thori. Bro, you need to chill. You need to chill. Oh my god. Why am I always up against these salty tryhards? Oh, dude, this warden's pitiful. This warden's pitiful. Oh man, this is kind of sad. This is kind of sad. Yeah, I'm out of this group, man. This is kind of pathetic. Wait, Leodoxus is a friend? Bro, why are you upset with me, bro? Leodoxus, what is the deal? If you're watching this, I have to wonder, what are you upset about? Why are you angry? What is this right now? Like, I don't know what your malfunction is, bro. What is going on right now? It was a good match. Y'all played well. There was nothing. Y'all just got real salty for some reason. Damn. I think he knows y'all. No, he started out fine. He started out fine, but then suddenly he started losing and started acting up. He's spamming in a joking way. Nah, he was doing that even when the shaman killed him. I don't know what's up. Would pre-Heresy Horus win against the Lion in a duel? No. No, I would even argue that the Lion might have been able to take Heresy Horus. You gotta realize, Horus had two fears during the Horus Heresy. Horus had two fears during the Heresy. One, that the Ultramarines would show up. Not because they're strong, but because they're massive in size. And he knew that if the Ultramarines showed up to reinforce Terra, he would be fighting basically two armies. He could not do that. He knew he could not do that, so he didn't want the Ultramarines to show up. Number 2, he didn't want the Dark Angels showing up. Not only because the Dark Angels have some of the best equipment and some of the most powerful weapons, but they're bringing the Lion. And all the Primarchs feared the Lion. Even Malkador said he makes his other brothers uneasy by his presence. Why? Because they know he is a predator in their midst. Like, everyone else was kind of like, Lion's in the room, everyone stay cool. Now, let me be real. If Lion had shown up to fight Horus instead of Sanguinius, the Big E would never have had to fight. Because that's the thing. I think Sanguinius lost, not just because Horus was juiced on chaos power, but because he and Horus were so close, he couldn't bring himself to kill Horus.
You also got to understand, Sanguinius had been, like, he had been fighting almost non-stop up until that point.
Yeah.
He literally, he fought Angron, won, soloed a Titan, and because he had this vision that I'm dying on the Vengeful Spear, so that I'm going to win against everything else I fight today. So by the time he actually fought up against Horus, he was exhausted.
Yeah, so Sanguinius was worn out for one thing, and I don't think he wanted to kill his brother because they were so close. Lion had no problem. Like, if Lion had met Horus, he would have said, bet, let's throw down. And Horus would need the help of the Chaos Gods. That's the thing. He would need the help.
He needed the help of the Chaos Gods in order to fully beat Sanguinius.
Exactly.
So he decided to try and fight him powered down, was started to lose slightly, turning the powers back on, snappy snap.
Yep. But yeah, no, Lion versus Horus in almost any given situation, Lion. Raven, how come you don't play with subscribers? I do sometimes. Jaden. I just don't do it all the time. Some nights I just want to chill. I don't want to go through all the process of inviting and all that stuff because it can take a lot of time. The Lion shows up on Terry, yells, Horus, time for your spanking. No, Lion shows up and yells, Horus! Where are you, Horus?
Oh gosh, I don't know if Dark Angels have black rage too.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna be real, I don't think tonight is my night, guys. I think tonight is going to be a lot of really crappy matches for me, because we've fought 2 matches, lost both of them. This kind of sucks. I might switch to bots. Because I'm not having fun. And we already, yeah, okay, pulling out. We've already had someone quit, like, right off the bat. I'm quitting too. Like, nah, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm kind of met. I'm not enjoying this. Yeah, I know. Requirements not met. Go F yourself. Go F yourself. I've had nothing but bad matches all day. Let's just chill. All right, later, Fujikia. Thanks for dropping in, man. Horus has nightmares about the Lion. Horus is dead.
His soul has been deleted.
Question though, didn't Horus defeat the Emperor himself because he was juiced up by Chaos? If that's true, then maybe the Lion and Chaos Horus could have been a close match. Okay, so a couple things you need to remember about why the Lion, why not the Lion, why the Emperor struggled against Horus, because there is a reason. You got to remember, for one thing, Horus was the Emperor's favorite. That's one thing to remember. A lot of people speculate, oh, was it Horus? Was it Gilliman? It was Horus. Horus was always his favorite. He was the first son that he found. So there was a bit of favoritism there. The second is, yes, Horus was incredibly juiced on chaos power, but the Emperor was also kind of worn out from just trying to maintain peace. He'd been having to try to fix the Imperium that was slowly fracturing. And he was also suffering from debilitating sadness because he just saw Sanguinius get killed. So, and the other thing to keep in mind is the Emperor is now watching his entire dream crumble. Even if he defeats Horus and stops the Heresy, he'll never be able to truly fix what was lost.
Another thing to consider is the Emperor sort of had to nerf himself for fear that he was about to become a fifth Chaos God.
Yeah, the Emperor was afraid that he would become the 5th Chaos God.
He was actually almost willingly going to become it until the no longer Catholic guy Perpetual showed up and say, "Don't do it, be a man." The Emperor, and I'm paraphrasing here, said, "Okay."
If you're all wondering why I'm playing Hatun so much, I just want to rep her up. She's so close to getting that lightning bolt, and I need it to make my white scar. Raven, you can close the app in order to leave a game. First of all, I'm not cheating like that. That's kind of cheap. And second, I can't do that without ending the stream. I can't leave For Honor without ending the stream, too. This isn't PC. See, I can deflect too, motherfucker.
You captured Zone A. You lost Zone C.
Kensei bots. They're hell on earth. I'm gonna go heal. Leaving is cheating? No, it's not cheating. What I mean is it's... Let me ask you this, Jawala. Let me ask you this. This isn't to be mean. I'm just asking. Do you think that it is okay for people to just leave a match and leave their team hanging just because they're losing? Like, do you think that should be punished? If you do think it should be punished, then what does that say if you can just cheat the system by just closing the app and reopening it? Is that not defeating the purpose of a punishment? Damn.
You lost Zone A.
The struggle with playing Hatun against bots is bots can't be fooled by deflex and mix-ups. Hatun is a character that relies entirely on soft feints and deflex, and bots can't be fooled by it unless the programming allows them to be. And that means that Hatun is one of the worst characters you can play to beat bots. Raven, how are the nights so far? Any wins? No. We have fought 2 matches, lost both of them. In the third one, we were already getting destroyed, and one of my teammates quit, so I'm done playing against people right now. Who is the Emperor's favorite son? Horus. Horus was his favorite for a long time because Horus was the first one that the Emperor found. It doesn't mean Horus was the strongest or the best, but it means that when the Emperor was looking for his sons, Horus was the first one he found, and Horus had a lot in common in terms of outlook for the Imperium with the Emperor. They really clicked, as it were, and so Horus was very close with his father. Now, some have said that his favorite isn't Horus, but Sanguinius. But that is because Sanguinius is often called the favored angel or the favored son because everyone liked Sanguinius. Everyone loved Sanguinius. So he probably would have been a close second for the Emperor's favorite. As for his third favorite, it'd probably be Lion. Because Lion was his first son, the first son that he created. And Lionel Johnson is also incredibly like the Emperor in personality, outlook, understanding of the way the galaxy works. I'm not really with you. I'm getting screwed in Dom too. Yeah, I've just been getting nothing but bad matches. I thought it was Lionel Johnson. Lionel Johnson is one of his favored sons. He has a lot in common with Lion. And Lion and him click very well, but he's probably not the Emperor's most favorite. Who comes up with these bot names? The developers. Horus was his favorite, and then shit hit the fan. In a manner of speaking, yeah. Well, Horus had a lot of problems. Yeah, every Primarch had problems. They all had their own personal issues to deal with. Horus had quite a few. All right. Let's take a break from Hatun. I need a break from Hatun. Let's play my new Warmonger characters. Let's start with the female Raven Lord, huh? And at the end of the night, we'll make a female Raven Lord Nobushi. How about that? Dorn was not his favorite, but he appreciated Dorn's abilities. Dorn was a master of building. Hey, I was in the stream. Yeah, Leodoxus, we saw you. What? Okay, dude, I gotta know, man. I gotta know. You played really well. You played, like, really, really well. But why the chat spam? Did I do something wrong? Like, were you upset with me, man? I mean... Okay, so legit, you were playing stupendously well, and it was pissing me off because you kept killing me every time we fought the shaman in the second match. Oh, that's it. Okay. I couldn't understand. I was like, what did I do, man? What did I do? But nah, okay, the shaman hate is real. I get that. Shamans annoy me too, so I'll grant you that one, man. But dude, GG's, man. You played really, really well. Although that Lawbringer near the end emoted over my body, I didn't appreciate that. Because I was kicking that Lawbringer's ass most of the match, I'll say that much. No! Stop beating me up. I thought Big E loved Dorn. He did! He liked Dorn, but he wasn't his favorite. Big E liked Dorn, he just wasn't his favorite. the Ethereum.
You capture Zone A.
So, what canonically happened to turn the Raven Lord into this? What do you think, Lark?
Well, if you go off how I did it and how I did the Tiger's Eye, he just overused it once too many.
Gotcha. Does the female Raven Lord have a southern accent like Avatar? Like the Avatar you did for April Fools? Maybe.
She does now.
She does now. Like, that's a good idea. Hey Raven, 40k question. What was Russ's deal with Magnus with Psychers? Russ was very much a spiritual person, and he knew without having to be told that there was a problem with the warp. There was an issue with it. He knew that there was an issue with that kind of worship and behavior. And so when he saw that Magnus and Psychers like him were willing to use this strange power, this strange energy that couldn't be explained, he took a lot of issue with it. And he thought that it shouldn't be done. It shouldn't be handled so readily. And so when Magnus is out here studying and diving deeper into the warp, it kind of made Russ mad. It's like you're tangling with things you don't understand. And so it made him angry, and he kind of didn't like it. Now, of course, there's the Rune Priest to consider, but Russ had a very hard time seeing past the bridge of his own nose on a lot of things. Russ was just about as big a hypocrite as his own sons were. Very much the do as I say, not as I do kind of figure.
True his defense. He also did when it comes to the Rune Priest. So I think somebody pointed out to him, he said, yeah, I'm going to have a good long think about that.
Oh, that is true. He did say at one point that he should probably do away with the Rune Priests.
Well, at least for the mayor, at least think about it and look into it, but then he kind of disappeared before that happened.
Yeah, so Russ was at least willing to be a little bit introspective. Okay. You got to give him credit where it's due.
You lost Zone A.
Because I have many problems with the Space Wolves.
Yeah, Russ is fine. I may not like the Space Wolves. Russ is fine. Southern Raven Queen, yes. Vulcan? Biggie liked Vulcan fine.
Definitely, he really appreciated his humanity.
Yes, he really did like the fact that Vulcan had a heart for humanity, so he definitely did like Vulcan fine. But again, not his favorite. I never understood this, like, you ask the question, who is the Emperor's favorite, and I say who it is, and everyone's like, well, what about this? I'm like, it's like, hey, dude, like, I answered the question. I was awarded in the first 2 matches. Yeah, no, I did. I knew it was you. Raven, why do you find the Salamanders annoying? I'll release a video on it soon. I'm going to write up the script soon, but don't worry about it. Me and Raven are your champions on your name, Queen. Oh, I thought you were talking to me when you said Queen, because I'm playing the Queen Raven. But anyway, okay, so why do I find the Salamanders annoying? Let me be clear before I go into this. I like the Salamanders, okay? People are already saying, like, why do you hate the Salamanders? They're awesome. No, I don't hate them. I don't hate them. Oh, what's it, Raven? Who would you say wins in a fight, Kratos or Sun Wukong? Sun Wukong. Sun Wukong. Kratos can suck a big one. He's no match for Sun Wukong. Anyway, I don't hate the Salamanders. They just annoy me, and here's why. I can sum up my issue with the Salamander with one phrase. They're monopolizing of morality. The Salamanders monopolize morality, and it's annoying. I don't like it. Now, your first question is, what on earth do I mean by monopolizing morality? Okay, 2 things. Number 1, ask someone if there are any good guys in Warhammer 40k. Majority of the time they will say no, except the Farside Enclave and the Salamanders, because everyone agrees that the Salamander boys are really good guys. They care about humanity. They'll go out of their way to protect normal civilians. They care about the common fate of man. They will literally risk their lives for one child. Vulcan was a super good boy. There's no question. The Salamanders care about humanity. Now, why is this a problem? Well, it would not be a problem in most circumstances, except for a couple factors. It creates this idea that they monopolize morality. And I'll give you an example of what I mean. When I was first getting into Warhammer 40k as a writer, I wanted to create a Dark Angels altruistic character. I wanted to create a Dark Angels captain who was altruistic, nice, friendly, good. He wanted to protect people. And my buddy, who knew more about Warhammer 40k at the time, said, no, man, that won't work. I'm like, why not? Dark Angels aren't like that. What do you mean they're not like that? Yeah, they don't care about people. All Space Marines chapters really don't care about the average human unless they're the Salamanders. So if you want a Space Marine who's friendly and cares about the average person, you need a Salamander. And I'm like, but I don't want a Salamander, I want a Dark Angel. And he's like, yeah, well, but it doesn't make sense. And that's when it kind of struck me, they've monopolized morality. It's created this idea within the 40k universe that only the Salamanders can be good. And you might say, that's not true, Raven. The community knows better than that. I can prove it. Watch this. Ask any person who their favorite Space Marine chapter is, and if they say the Salamanders, ask them why. Why is the Salamanders their favorite? 9 times out of 10, they will say, because they're really good. They care about humanity. Really? Unlike... And they can't answer that without shooting that whole argument in the foot. The minute they say, oh, because they're the good guys, they care about humanity, the automatic assumption is, okay, does that imply no one else does? See, that's where it comes in. That's what annoys me about the Salamanders. It creates this, it does 2 things. The first thing it does is it makes it seem like all the other factions in Warhammer 40k can't have their good moments. You can have the Tau and the Eldar doing altruistic good things. We've seen the Orcs do altruistic good things, not usually, but they've done it. The Orcs actually teamed up with the Imperial Guard at one point to fight against, was it Chaos or the Tyranids? I can't remember which. They ended up fighting against each other after they won, but...
It was the Nids, because of course.
It was the Nids, obviously. But point being, they have teamed up. Even Chaos has sometimes done a good thing, usually for their own selfish ends, but a good thing nonetheless. But my point is, if all you do is look at one faction and say they're the only good guys, it makes it seem like there can't be good guys in any other faction. One of the cool things about the Iron Hands, and trust me, I hate the Iron Hands, is there are elements within them who want to make the Iron Hands better and care more about humanity, which is awesome. I want to see them do this. But if we assume that all the other chapters, including the Iron Hands, are just evil bastards, how can we ever expect that? And then the second thing it does, the second problem, the second issue, is that it takes away from anything else interesting about the Salamanders. The Salamanders are the good guys. Okay, what else about them? Like if I ask a person, oh, I love the Salamanders. Why? Because they're the good guys. Okay, and? Vulcan's cool. Why is Vulcan cool? He's one of the good guys. Okay, and? Quite often, no one can answer that next question. Okay, and? What else? And so most people only like the Salamanders because the Salamanders are good and they know nothing else about them. They know nothing else about the Salamanders. Now already I see people in the chat saying, oh, I like them for this reason, I like them for that reason. Be honest with me though. Is that the reason you got into them? How long does your damn shield last? Just look at the shield. There we go. Oh my god. Ah! We lost to the bots, guys. Man, this really is a bad night for me, isn't it? Ugh. Like, I've only won one match tonight. It was against a bot team, and now I'm fighting the bots again, and I lost to them. Make it make sense. Anyway. So basically, there's very little nuance with the Salamanders. No, there's a nuance. There are interesting things about them. The Salamanders specialize in pyro weaponry. They are pyromaniacs. They set things on fire. There's an old joke that the Salamanders will show up and say, "We're here to save your world!" And then they burn the world down while they're doing it. The Salamanders also specialize in close quarters combat. They are a lot like the Space Wolves and the Dark Angels. They like to get down and dirty and up close against other enemies. So they do like to get closely involved with their opponents. All the Salamanders have dark skin, and that's not because they're black. It's because what's it called? Nostromo. What was the name of their planet? Nocturne. Nocturne is a planet that creates a radiation where all the citizens of that planet just have ink black skin and red eyes. It's really cool. It's a really cool design for them. The Salamanders also name themselves after dragons, so a lot of their thematics and names have really cool names that reference dragons and drakes, which is really sick. Vulcan is the largest Primarch, and not only is he a good guy, he's also a bit of a forge master too. Like, he's crafted weapons for other Primarchs. He also is a great judge of character. Vulcan is able to tell a lot about people just from meeting them. He did not trust Horus when they first met. He was one of the few Primarchs who said, "Yeah, I sensed something wrong with Horus." So he's a really cool guy. Plus, Vulcan is a perpetual, which means he can't die. He just comes back. So there's a lot cool about the Salamanders, but most people don't know it because they only like them because the good guys. They're the goodies. They're the good guys. And I'm like, as opposed to... All right, let's play the Red Dragon now. I think it's very disingenuous, especially some chapters like Lamenters who do practically the exact same things, except they get the worst luck of all and they have not faltered. Well, that's the thing, isn't it, Wanderer? That's exactly my point. The Lamenters are super good boys, just like the Salamanders, but there's a catch. They're super unlucky, which means that they lose soldiers constantly, and no one wants to fight alongside them because of how fucking unlucky they are. So they are very, very good and very, very altruistic, but there's a price to be paid. The Salamanders have no price. That's why I prefer the Black Dragons. One of the Salamanders, I think they're a Salamander successor chapter. They're one of the Cursed Founding, so no one can be sure, but most people assume that they're a Salamander successor chapter. The Black Dragons are honestly sick, but they have huge problems. So Lamenters are the equivalent of a black cat, pretty much.
So the black cat is desperately trying to help you.
Yeah, the black cat is desperately trying to cure your cancer, okay?
And has already lost 8 of its 9's lives, and, you know...
Think of the black cat as Tom from Tom and Jerry if Tom were trying to help out everybody. I'm gonna ask Raven to call her Eliza, Creature of the Dark. Well, I haven't named her yet, so Eliza is still a potential name. So now you know why the Salamanders annoy me. It's honestly not because I think they're bad, it's because I get tired of them monopolizing morality. For reference, I was solo queued and wasn't meaning to gank. Dude, you're fine, man. That match is history. It was frustrating. Both matches I had with you were frustrating, but you played well. You were doing very well. And the enemy team was just ganking. That's how the game goes sometimes. We are friends on PSN, my dude. Yes, we are. I saw that. We're good. We're fine. I don't hold anything against you. I was just confused while you were chat spamming, and I thought you were mad at me about something. Like, no, dude, we are totally fine. I'm not upset with you at all. I'm not upset with you at all. The game gets frustrating. We all get frustrated at it. It happens. I'm guessing Twitch wasn't for you. I like Twitch, but no one's watching me on it. That's the problem. Can you explain Alfarius and Omegon? Alfarius and Omegon's own fans can't explain Alfarius Omegon, and they like that. That's why I don't like Alfarius Omegon, because if I say, hey, what's Alfarius and Omegon up to right now? No one knows. Like, ooh, how interesting. No one knows what he's doing, and yet you care so much about him. But no, it's so cool. They're like the CIA. Like, you know, they like to infiltrate other chapters and learn about them. Nice. Are they traitors? Well, sometimes. So they're not traitors. Are they loyalists? Well, not exactly. Oh, so we don't even know who they're siding with? Well, you know, it makes them unique. They just side with themselves. You know, there's an old story that reminds me of Alfarius Omegon and the Alpha Legion, and it goes something like this. The birds and the mammals were about to have a war. The birds went to the bats and said, hey bats, you're flyers, you should join us. Help us defeat the mammals. And the bat said, I don't know. I don't know if I want to get involved in this. So the mammals said, well, if you're not going to join the birds, join us. You're a mammal like we are, so join us and we'll defeat the birds. I don't know. I'm not really for either side. I just want to do my own thing. So they didn't get involved. So the war goes on and the mammals end up winning the war. The bat is so happy, he goes to the mammals' party to join in on the victory celebration, and he was chased out. You didn't help us fight, you didn't join in our battle, you don't get to indulge. The moral of that fable is, when you sit on the fence, you make friends with no one. So I don't get why people want to praise the Alpha Legion. They don't side with anyone, they do their own thing. Yeah. So that means whoever wins this damn war doesn't have to involve them in it. I think I made my point.
Everything you have said.
Bet y'all didn't know that fable, did you? It's kind of an old one. Is there a Space Marine chapter that has a straight scorched earth policy in battle? A lot of the Astartes will use that policy. Like the Salamanders definitely use it because they burn everything around them.
Anytime Exterminatus is...
Yeah, anytime an Exterminatus is done, that's basically a scorched earth tactic against the Tyranids.
The Marines Malevolent will quite honestly, they will kill, they will burn or destroy anything that, could impede, even if it's, Imperial stuff.
Yeah, for sure. So
the Iron Hands do it even when it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, the Iron Hands do it quite a lot. The Dark Angels will do it. Like, most Space Marine chapters aren't afraid to do it. Which mythology is it from? It was really good. What mythology? Raven, you said about before how the Ultramarines are like the Boy Scouts. How so? Good question, Tech. The Ultramarines are like the Boy Scouts because they are the choir boys of the Space Marines. Basically, Do you know that person who at work, if they catch you with your shirt untucked, they're the ones who go, hey, you tuck in that shirt, that's against regulations. Or if you were just standing by the water cooler with your buddies and laughing and you accidentally spill some, they'll go, hey, you clean that up! You clean that up! That's against the rules! That's the Ultramarines. The Ultramarines, their Primarch, Gilliman, basically built the Codex Astartes himself, and they think it is the equivalent of the Bible. And if you do not adhere to it, you are a heretic, you are awful, and you should be ashamed of yourself. The Ultramarines pride themselves on being the standard for what a Space Marine should be. Basically, they look at themselves and say, hey, everybody, be like us. We are what a Space Marine chapter should be. We embody the key of what it means to be an Astartes. And you need to do everything like us. Which means the Ultramarines, I mean, look, every Astartes thinks they're superior to everyone else. But the Ultramarines definitely give that impression because they genuinely believe that they are just the best. Good catch. You think of them as rich kids in public schools? You're not too far off.
You captured Zone A.
Red Dragon doesn't care about the smoke. In fact, Red Dragon wants the smoke. The Ultramarines are like, actually. Again, you're not far off. That's why everyone hates the Ultramarines so much. Well, okay, not everyone.
It used to be a lot worse because, like, one of the guys that used to write lore in a lot of the codes, on the codexes for Warhammer, his favorite chapter was the Ultramarines, and so he basically just glazed them to no end.
Yeah.
To the point, he got death threats. People hated this guy so much.
Yeah, like Matt Ward was his name. He was Lark is exactly right, guys. He's basic everything he said, 100%.
Yeah. Now, to say that Matt Ward did have some good effects on Warhammer, actually. He's the reason we have Traz and the Infinite. But he's also the same guy that made everything. Like when you made the Space Wolves video, I was like, but the Grey Knights. And I'm like, yes, that's Matt Ward's fault. That's the reason they are the way they are.
Yeah, Kaldor Drago is basically Matt Ward's self-insert character, and it shows.
Other than, Kato Sicarius. But
I'm Kato Sicarius.
Yeah, and so the thing is, for a good period of Warhammer, the Ultramarines they could do no wrong. They would do, everything they did was perfect. It's like, why is there even a fight anymore? The Ultramarines are going to win.
Exactly.
However, in recent years, the Ultramarines are still very, very super special awesome, and they're clearly still the favorite chapter. But they've toned it down a great deal. Yeah,
the Ultramarines are still the favored chapter for most of the community, which annoys me. Well, a lot of people like them. I'm not a big fan. What's your take on the World Eaters? I like the World Eaters, but probably not for the same reason everyone else does. Oh boy, time to count in Japanese. Yeah, pretty much. Raven, do you remember the whole controversy when they revealed the female Custodians existed? What was your opinion on that? We actually did a whole video and stream on our thoughts on the female Custodians situation, but yeah, I'll go over it. Here's my thing about female Custodians. There is, as of now, and even back then, no definitive rule that says there can't be women Custodians. The problem is it's never been mentioned. No one's talked about it, no one said it, and a lot of the stuff we've heard in lore has implied it can't be done. So the implication for a long time was that it couldn't be done. If you're going to say you can have female Custodians, fine, but you better give a good reason why we haven't heard about them till now. Why are they just now showing up? The issue I took was not that they wanted to add a female Custodian. The issue I took was two things. The first, what's the point? I mean, they're wearing full armor, If a custodian takes off his helmet to show it is a girl, what does that value? What does that mean? Custodians can't have sex. They can't have intercourse. So what's the point in having two genders amongst them? You know, it's not gonna matter. So there's no reason to have female custodians other than to add inclusivity. You know, that's the only reason. And if that's your reason, fine, but just be honest about it. The second issue I took is how they revealed it. They could have come up with a lot of different ways that they revealed female custodians are a thing. There are lots of ways they could have done this. But they didn't. What they did was they basically copped out and gaslit the community by saying, what are you talking about? There's always been female custodians. They've always existed, and you just haven't seen them. And to me, that was a major cop-out. The funny thing is, Lark and I talked about it. We came up with good reasons why you could have had a female custodians. Like, for example, one that I really like was the one that Lark came up with. Use the Orc Wa field. The Orc Wa field means that the orcs, if they collectively believe something, the Wa field makes it true. So have it be that for whatever reason an orc sees a custodians and assumes it's a woman. If enough of the orcs believe that, then the custodians will become a woman. You could have it be that this one custodians got changed by the Orc Wa field. Or, if you want to be a little less silly, have it be that there was a huge attack on Terra by the orcs or something else, and several custodians died in the battle, so they had no choice but to break regulations and just incorporate anyone who was willing to become a custodians into the custodians ranks, and that included some women. Like, it's not a great reason. None of the reasons are necessarily great, but honestly, they're better than just gaslighting us and saying, nah, they've always been there, man. You just didn't notice them. I'm like, that is
so dumb.
Hold on one second, guys. I'm having to lock in a little bit.
So did you count to 7?
I counted to 7. I am your Armageddon. Teach you one final lesson. Just watch me. Oh, no. Anyway. But that's the thing. You could have had creative ways to explain the custodians being female or having females in their ranks. But you didn't. You decided to gaslight your community. Everyone saw through it, and it was annoying. I personally don't care whether there are female custodians or not. I don't think it makes a lot of sense to have them, but if you're gonna have them, make it make sense. Try to give a good explanation. Tell us why they haven't existed until now. Just saying, oh, they've always been there. That sounds like a chaos lie. That sounds like Zeech trying to deceive you right there. I remember a really great comic where a guardsman sees a female custodians and goes, wait, what's a female custodians doing here? And another custodians goes, is there a problem? And he goes, yeah, don't you see the female custodians? Or are you saying that she is not a worthy battle sister? And then she goes, no, brother, I understand. I'll talk to him. And then when he leads, like, I didn't think anyone else would notice. And then she just goes, look into my eyes. And then suddenly her eyes go demon. There are always female custodians. And it's like, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Is that Sohei broken? Yeah, he's broken. Some of the bots get locked in a certain form of response. So, yeah.
Victory.
Yay, we won. So Hay's the GOAT. Nuns with guns. Yeah, the Sisters of Battle, man. I love them. Love the Sisters of Battle. So was Conrad Kurz the Joker of 40K? No, because Conrad Kurz was constantly depressed. The Joker of 40K is probably Traz in the Infinite.
No, too level-headed.
Okay, then the Joker of 40K would probably be, if it's not Trazin,
Lucius the Eternal.
Lucius the Eternal, yes. Oh my God, yes, Lucius. Oh, that actually makes perfect sense to me. Lucius the Eternal is the Joker. Fuck Lucius the Eternal. That's the difference. If you ask me which one I want to live and which one I want to die, Joker can live. Lucius, I want dead. I want him dead.
Both somehow keep.
And yet they will both keep coming back, you annoying bastards.
Until the end of time.
Fuck Lucius the Eternal. Sorry, I don't like Lucius the Eternal, if you couldn't tell.
Yeah, who else doesn't like Lucius the Eternal?
Who else doesn't like Lucius the Eternal?
Like 99% of the
Why is he still here?
Because Slanesh is like, he's my funniest little guy.
Even Slanesh hates Lucius the Eternal.
No, she really finds him.
So she finds him funny, that's the only reason, okay.
Literally.
Could a human date a Sister of Silence, or would the human suffer from severe psychic effects? That's a good question. Okay, so it's not really a matter of psychic effects. It's a matter of the Sisters of Silence are silent because they are sworn to their oath to the Emperor and his message. A Sister of Silence wouldn't date a normal human, most likely, because they would be too busy with their duties. If they're sworn to be a Sister of Silence, they're sworn to that oath. They're sworn to what they're doing. So no, that would probably not happen. Is it possible? I mean, sure. Like if your question is, could a human date a blank, which is what Sisters of Silence are, they could. It is totally possible to date a blank. We actually see that in... oh shit, I'm forgetting the name now. Oh god, what's the Inquisitor's name? I'm forgetting him now. You remember?
Which Inquisitor?
The one with the blank.
Oh, Eisenhorn?
Eisenhorn, yes. Because Eisenhorn practically dated a blank.
Yep.
For a long time, she and he had a romantic relationship. So it's totally possible to date with a blank. The problem is, psychers being around blanks is difficult because psychers are so in tune with the warp that being around a blank hurts them.
And even if you're not a psyker, people that are around them just tend to not like them. It's actually kind of interesting because Becklin, the blank in question, everyone always hated her, even though everyone had to admit like she was amazingly beautiful, but yet everyone treated her poorly. And Heisman was like, "Oh, you're a blank. That's why." Yeah,
he even admitted like there was something about her that repulsed him, even though she was stunningly beautiful. And that's when he realized she's a blank. Oh, you don't know what we're talking about? It's okay, Jane. We're talking about Warhammer 40,000. Every time I do a stream without fail, we will either talk about Warhammer 40,000, media like Disney, My Little Pony for some reason, or For Honor lore. It will always happen. Sometimes we even talk about Christian theology, but not this time. What's a blank? In Warhammer 40,000, a blank is an individual who has absolutely no presence in the warp. You can think of the warp as like a mirror reality where everything interacts with it to some capacity. It's kind of like I've used this analogy to describe the warp. Think of it as a frozen lake, right? If you walk on the frozen lake, it will cause ripples under the surface of the water. That's kind of like the warp. Every action and deed and emotion you have sends ripples through the warp. Normally, it's not a big deal. Like, nobody ever takes notice. But the bigger and larger the action, the more huge and meaningful, it sends bigger and bigger ripples until it attracts the fish underneath, being demons and gods. And if you cause too big of a disturbance, you can actually break a hole in the ice, which is where you get warp holes like the Eye of Terror. So that's pretty much how the warp works. Every being in existence in Warhammer 40k gives off some kind of signal in the warp. Like, you will create ripples, right? Psychers have the ability to control those ripples and cause certain effects, like they can control fire or lightning or mess with people's minds or even read minds. They have the ability to channel the ripples they create and actually have supernatural powers. It's pretty cool, right? Blanks are the exact opposite. For some reason, blanks have 0 presence in the warp. They give off no ripples.
Not just 0. Negative.
In fact, they give off, Lark, you're right, they give off negative effect. And what that means is demons can't interact with them. Psychers cannot detect their presence. And people find them repulsive for some reason. It is all because they give off no connectivity to the warp. It's like there's something about them that is wrong and you can't place it. Like, to give a real world example, have you ever met someone and for whatever reason you didn't like them? You couldn't come up with a good reason why you didn't like them. You just knew there's something about them you don't like. That's how people treat blanks, because they can't explain it. There's just something about them they don't like. And blanks are unbelievably rare. Blanks are incredibly hard to find, which is why it's amazing that the Sisters of Silence are entirely made up of blanks. So it's like an existential uncanniness. Yes, but it has physical ramifications. Let me put it this way. Blanks are the ultimate weapon against demons and psychers, because they cannot be demon possessed, they cannot be hit by a demon, they cannot be touched without causing the demon pain, and psychers have no impact on them. Also, I don't think many of them have much in the way of personality because of it. Some of them can have personalities.
It varies. So, like, a lot of them have warped personalities, because keep in mind, the more powerful a blank you are, the more people are going to naturally dislike you. And so because of that, you're probably not going to develop the best social skills on the planet. Like, a good example is Jurgen.
Jurgen, yes.
He smells awful. Caiaphas Cain uses his personal assistant Jurgen as basically a living shield to keep the hangers-on from swarming him all the time, because he smells so disgusting. Now, it's a debate whether or not that's because that's just how he is and he's unclean, or that's just the manifestation of him being a blank. And so the thing is, Jurgen has grown up basically everyone always keeping him at arm's length. So he's one of the most socially awkward dudes you'll ever talk to.
But at the same time, he's a really good guy, and even Caiaphas Cain acknowledges he's a good person. And he's also probably one of the most loyal you'll ever meet.
Loyal to a fault, except it's not fun.
Anyway. On the subject of subjects brought up in stream often, don't forget Hazbin Hotel. You're right, we do talk about that a lot. I'm still stunned that there is a Sister of Battle that can go toe-to-toe with some of the greatest in the galaxy. Oh, who are you referring to? Are you referring to Celestine, the Living Saint, or are you referring to Ephriel Stern? Because those are the two that come to mind when I think of sisters who can go toe-to-toe with powerful demons. Although, can you really call Celestine a sister at this point? Because she's basically a loyal Imperial demon.
She's in the Sisters' army.
This is true.
I painted her. She counts.
So what's the risk of dating a blank? There is no real risk unless you're a psycher. Really, the biggest problem with dating a blank is you're always going to be somewhat kinda annoyed or repulsed by her. Or him. It's just, you're just always going to have this sense that their clothes don't fit quite right. They smell kind of funny. They look kind of weird. You can't really place it, but there's something about them you're just like, ugh. I don't know. Uncanny Valley GF. Essentially, yeah, essentially the Uncanny Valley GF.
Also, the other issue of, dating a Sister of Silence would be, one, the only times you're going to be interacting with a Sister of Silence is A, you're in the Imperial Palace, or B, you're on a black ship.
Right. Sisters of Silence are hard to get in touch with.
Yeah, so odds are it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting. If you are born as a female blank and the Imperium finds you and figures it out, you have one of three options is going to happen to you. Either A, an Inquisitor's probably going to include you in the retinue somehow. B, if you're a female, Sister of Silence recruit.
Yeah.
A, if you're a male, you're going to be recorded in the Officio Assassinorum.
So it's like we only just met, but you give me the ick. Actually, yes.
That is 100%.
That is kind of how interacting with a blank is. In the Eisenhorn novel, when he first meets, what was her name?
Beckwin.
Beckwin, when he first meets Beckwin, she was a prostitute, working in a hotel, and he ran into the hotel looking for someone else, and he was trying to set a trap. He met her. She thought he was a client, and the minute he saw her, he felt disgusted. He couldn't explain why, though. He's like, she's clearly beautiful. She's got a nice figure. She's got a lovely face. But I'm disgusted by her. And then after some time, he realized, oh, she's a blank.
My personal favorite that interacts with blanks is I ran the Rogue Trader RPG, and one of my players, based on, like, he gave me his backstory, and he was the Rogue Trader, which was hilarious. So in his backstory, he talked about how people had always, like, found him awkward, never liked him, and he had to constantly try and prove himself, and I'm like, okay, you're a blank now. He had no idea until, like, eventually, like, he goes to talk to his astropath, and they just start screaming.
So we had a For Honor Best Boy and Best Girl. We need a 40k Best Chapter and Best Primarch. Best Chapter is Dark Angels, 100%. Best Primarch is Lionel Johnson, 100%. Although I have thought about, no joke, I have thought about doing a Crash Course Warhammer video where I say which Primarch GF is the best.
I feel like that's a Warhammer rated S.
Okay, so I need to explain this because some people aren't going to get it. There's this artist who did the Primarchs as women, and the art is honestly really good. And in fact, there's a whole subreddit about it. Not even joking. And I'm just kind of like, okay, which one would be, if they were girls, if they were women, which one would be the best to date? And I could actually do a video like breaking down which one you'd want to date. That'd be kind of funny. I hope we don't have to wait for April Fools for this. Nah, I'll do it before. You won't wait that long.
I mean, for a rated S for stupid, we don't need an April Fools.
For rated F for stupid, April Fools is just implied.
And we'll still get people that complain about, like, this is stupid. You were wrong.
I get people doing that all the time. You're a freaking racist and sexist. Why? Because you said that Nobushi just wants to be a wife and watches anime. You should be disgusted. Are you assuming that Japanese women can't like anime or want to be wives? You racist, sexist bigot. How dare you assume to know what all Japanese women should want?
Well, like, I remember.
If you want to be that thin-skinned, I don't know what to say to you.
Well, no, I remember like one of your videos, like it was like you said, it's rated S for stupid, and people's like, this idea was stupid, and you're like, I warned you. I don't know what else to tell you. Like when the creator of the video opens up the video with like, this is stupid. I acknowledge that it's stupid, and your complaint is it's stupid. Then what can we do for it?
Can you do an update on For Honor Best Girls since Hatun is now on the roster? Maybe. Haters gonna hate? Yeah, it's how it is, man. It's how it is. I attract a lot of haters. I attract a lot of haters. Whether it's for my For Honor opinions, my Warhammer opinions, or my politics, or my traditional values, or my Christianity. There's always gonna be someone who just wants to hate. And unfortunately, you gotta learn to live with it. We've needed another rated S for stupid content. I'm trying to decide what would be a good one, though. That's the thing.
I think that female Primarchs one, I think we might have to.
Oh, no, I definitely want to do it. It'll just take some time to make.
Or we could do the Waifu Warhammer, best waifu.
Waifu Warhammer, oh my god, that'd be so messed up.
Celestine, best girl.
Oh, I didn't even see you there, Valkyrie. Hi. Oh, shit. Hey Raven, what do you think about the World Eaters? I answered that earlier. I like them, but probably for reasons other than what most people do. Nobushi is best girl. Yeah, she's great. I would put her up there alongside ones like Peacekeeper. I'm still waiting on a female Lawbringer. I'm waiting on a female Highlander. I would main female Highlander, baby.
Unfortunately, they need a female hero skin for Highlander. That way, there can only be one.
VG is just too loud. Agreed. It will. I think they. Hello, Rosa. Glad you're here. I love how the topic of conversation can change constantly. We were talking about Warhammer for a while. Now it's just female characters and best female for honor characters. I'm just riding the train, man. I'm just riding the train. Ah, I died, damn it. Well, I'll let you guys fight that battle. If you have anything else you want to talk to me about, let me know. Did you see the memes people make about the Nords of Skyrim and their wives? I like the ones where they say Skyrim belongs to the Nords, and then they show a sexy Khajiit or Argonian, and then it's like, allow me to amend that. If Hannah was on, she would talk about cheese. Maybe.
Victory.
I saw King of Kings today. Ah, that's cool. I need to see that. I do need to see that. Have you seen the King of Kings movie? I have not seen it yet. I need to see it. We have enough female Outlanders, 3 now. I mean, yeah, and we have 2 males. So. I guess Raven's parrot went to eat some crackers. I don't know where Aaron went. He just comes and goes. Interesting question. If you could change GT crew, what would you change? Rework, remove, etc. I'd rebuild them from the ground up. I'd just take them from the ground up and rebuild them. I would just rebuild them from the ground up, man. Would you consider betting a female astronaut with a fire-resistant potion? No, I wouldn't do that, because, I mean, if I bed with someone, I want it to be my wife, and I don't think that could work with a female astronaut. Like, I'm saving myself for marriage. Let's call that old-fashioned if you like. It's what I am. That flip looks so fun to use. If you can make it work, yep. The Bulwark flip is very good. Probably one of the best counter moves in the game.
You lost Zone A.
Well, if y'all have anything else y'all want to ask me or talk to me about, let me know. Because right now I'm going to try to beat these guys, then we'll switch to Breach and call it a night.
You captured Zone C.
Who's your favorite Ninja Turtle? Leonardo. Who's winning in combat, Ruth or Maria? Ruth. Which team in T-Series is your favorite? I don't have a favorite. I didn't watch a lot of TMNT growing up.
You lost Zone C.
Volpecula, about my mother. Oh, never mind. There's a brand new Sabaton song coming on April 25th. Yeah, I heard. I'm excited. Rant about Kyoshin? I've done enough of that. I've done enough ranting about Kyoshin. I'm not even fighting a Kyoshin right now. What inspired my creation of the Black Cobras? I wanted to create an Astartes that was unique, that had sort of a East Asian feel, like Japanese, Korean, and Chinese, because there aren't really any Astartes that meet that. I mean, you have the White Scars, but they embody mostly Mongolian culture, which isn't covering most of East Asia, and I thought that's a real shame. I'd like to see more of that covered. So I wanted to embody more of the East Asian feel. May have to join you sometime just for fun. Yeah, dude, I'd enjoy that. I'd like having you along. And I named them the Black Cobras because I think that cobras are kick-ass, and looking at an ebony snake is awesome. Did you know that king cobras aren't even a species of cobra? Yep. Have you played Witcher 3? Yes, I have. I have played Witcher 3. Part 2 of To Slay Demons when? It's not coming. That's not happening because I discontinued that story. I redid it. Yeah, I know some people really liked it. I enjoyed it, but I realized quickly that it had problems, and I wanted to create something better, and that's what I did. I just got light spammed by 2 bots. I can't believe it. Who do you prefer, female Tiandi or female Raider? Probably female Raider. That Conqueror was annoying. It surprised me that Powered Greatsword isn't a part of melee lineup for any of the chapters, even though I think it would be a great against hordes of Nids and Orcs. You'd probably only see Powered Greatswords mostly among the Dark Angels. You wouldn't see that among a lot of other chapters. Powered weapons aren't nearly as common as chain swords. Who would I choose to protect me, Guts or Tanjiro? Guts. Probably. But I don't know much about him. Alright. Let's go ahead and switch. What's my favorite melee weapon in general? I love glaives and longswords. Glaives and longswords are my favorite. Alright, it's time to go my Dark Angel's Lawbringer, I think. Hey, Lark. What I think is the most impractical historical weapon? Nunchucks. What's my least favorite weapon, Raven? I don't care much for, I don't care much for flails. I love some sabers, personally. Yeah, sabers are good. Could you do me a favor, bro?
Yeah.
Could you grab one of those cans out of the fridge for me?
Oh, yeah.
Because I am thirsty from talking so much. Shad from Shadversity agrees nunchucks are impractical. Yeah, I agree with that video. Stick very good. Thank you, brother. Brother! Coastal! Hey, you're back! Raven, what faction has the best aesthetic before the besides the Imperium? Oh, besides the Imperium, what has the best aesthetic? Probably the Necrons. I'm not gonna lie, them Necrons look pretty tight. Hey Raven, what your take on the Chose one from Star Wars? You mean the Chosen One from Star Wars? I've never been a big fan of the Chosen One trope. Anyway, sorry about that. Had to lock in. Who would win, Geralt or Aragorn? Geralt, probably. Here's a funny story about the flail. When I was a little boy, I was misselling the weapon Spiky Chain Ball. I was only 10. That makes sense. Raven, you ever watched the Hunger Games franchise? So how much do you like it? Which movie book was your favorite? I have only read one book in the Hunger Games franchise. That was the first book, and I didn't much care for it. I'm not a big fan of the Hunger Games. Lark says only the first one's worth reading, the rest are shit. Well, we are in the breach matches for the night, and I think we're only going to do maybe 2 or 3 of them, so if y'all want to talk about anything more, can be anything, you know? Warhammer, theology, Christianity, we got Easter coming up, so that's always a good topic. I don't mind if we talk about Hell of a Boss, Has-Been Hotel, My Little Pony, any of that nonsense. I just want to talk about something. Do you read young adult novels? Sometimes, if they're good. What about the Tron franchise? Never watched it, believe it or not. No! Killed by a falling Aramusha! There is no justice in this world. Ironically, all these dystopian teen movies came out when I was a kid and I never saw a single one. Well, the funny thing is, I actually talked to my old literature teacher, and he said the big problem with dystopian novels is this. When you write a dystopian novel, you have to create a world that you could potentially see. It has to be one that you look at and you go, okay, I could see our world turning into this. Because if you could believe that the world could turn into this nightmarish realm, then it makes it that much scarier. Right? But the problem with the Hunger Games, I could never see the world becoming that. I could never see that. Raven, do you have some advice on making original stories, specifically plots? A plot is kind of something you have to create yourself. I can give you advice on how to structure a plot, but I can't give you advice on how to write one, because that's kind of your business. You've got to be the one to create the plot. Because the plot is your story. What about the book Ready Player One? Never read that. Geralt versus Aragorn, is that a joke? Well, the problem is Aragorn's gonna come like armed to the teeth with potions and elixirs to give him buffs and boosts. Aragorn's tough, but I think Geralt's got it. Throw ideas at the wall and see what sticks out to you? Well, honestly, what I would do is start with a concept. Like, what do you want to write? Like, I want to write about... I'll use Metamorphosis as an example. I'll tell you how I made that one up. I just thought, you know what? Ranma 1/2 was funny. It was an anime about a dude who's cursed to turn into a chick, and it is comedic. But what if we actually use that premise to explore things like the difficulties of being male versus female, the ideas of popularity in school, what kids have to deal with, the idea of family drama and all that entails, the idea of what it means to be a person or to have a family attachment, how one can see themselves in the eyes of others. You know, there were a lot of things I wanted to explore with the story. So I said, all right, we'll tell the story of a dude who becomes a chick somehow. Okay, let's go from there. And so I just started building. And thus I created a story. Another example is my story Submerged. I was walking the beach one day, and I looked out of the ocean as the sun was setting over it, and I thought to myself, we have a lot of stories in the world of aliens abducting humans and taking them in outer space, but I've never read a story about mermaids abducting a human and dragging them underground. Or underwater, sorry. And I thought, hey, that'd be a cool story. And so I wrote a story about mermaids abducting a human and taking them underground. But then I changed it to no, instead of mermaids, let's make it aliens who live in an underwater world. And thus I started building a story. You know, you start with a concept, you start with a question, you start with an idea. Raven, a show that I recommend is Wakfu. It's based on MMORPG franchise and not many others like it. I do recommend sub over dub though. Alright, I'll look into it. Who would win Naoi from AC Shatters or Jin Sakai from Ghosts of Tsushima? Jin Sakai. How do you get motivated to write when there's 10 plus chapters between you and a scene you're really excited to write? That's a great question. What I would do, honestly, is come up with good scenes or moments within the 10 chapters leading up to that scene that get you motivated, okay? You don't want your entire story to just come down to one scene. Make it a series of scenes. So think of other scenes you want to create between that time and that, you know? Raven, I ever thought of writing a story where an alien converts to Christianity and all the religions implicating it brings? I did not write one like that, but I read one like that. It was a good story. Where do I read these books that you've made? Most are posted on my DeviantArt account. Others, one is published. You can go get it on Kindle for like $5. The others are private, and I'm still working on them. What's it called? What's what called? Who is your favorite among the Adeptosauridas? Ephriel Stern. Ephriel Stern is my favorite. Followed closely by Saint Celestine. Do you believe in aliens and the idea that there are other life forms in space? I believe that there is life out there. I don't know if it's aliens. The story where an alien converts to Christianity? It was a story I read in a Christian magazine serial. Basically, this dude dies, but an angel comes to him and says, you have a duty to do. You need to go to this other world and give them the message of Christ. And so he goes to this planet where there are these humanoid aliens, and he basically brings the gospel to these aliens. It's really cool. And what's funny is he's surprised, but they all speak the same language. There are no other languages because here there was never a Tower of Babel. So there's no difference of languages. They all speak the same original language. Who's my favorite Power Ranger? Never been a big Power Rangers fan, so I don't really have a favorite. Wait, you know what? No, I take it back. I do have one favorite. Oh, what's his name? What's his name? Oh god, it's gonna haunt me. Fudo. Fudo is my favorite Power Ranger. Lark, could you agree with that? Fudo is the best Ranger of all time. There is no better Ranger than Fudo. Just saying. Raven, what are your thoughts on those false direwolves that Colossal Bioscience made? I don't know anything about it, and I'll be frank, I don't care. Like, if they want to bring back an oversized wolf and say, look at this, we brought back a dire wolf, I'm going to say, okay. I still got work tomorrow. Do you think a female Highlander is a top or bottom? Well, she's the Highlander, so she's got to be high up there. What's your favorite dinosaur? Utah Raptor. Realistically, languages would develop over time, even with the Tower of Babel. May I present every accent of the English language? No, I don't disagree with that, but I just thought the concept was interesting. I thought the concept was interesting. Hey, Raven, I know the God of War reboot series doesn't treat the Norse pantheon right at all, but aside from that, what do you think of its overall story? I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of it. I think it's slow and... I agree with what Fleekazoid said in one of his videos. Games now are no longer about an adventure. They're about going to therapy. Like, I just feel like my biggest problem with the God of War franchise now... Look, you gotta understand, I'm not saying this is a die-hard original God of War fan. I never played the original God of War games. But when I saw the God of War games now, like these new ones, I'm looking at them going, for a God of War, there's not a lot of war, you know? The worlds feel empty as shit, and most of it is just therapy. It's just, I'm a bad person. Again, to quote Fleekazoid, you're a sad god learning how to live, laugh, love again. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I just don't... If you're telling me there's a game called God of War, I expect war, not a god who's feeling a pity party about his dead wife and his disappointment son. If I wanted to see a show about a father who's disappointed with his son, I'd watch Invincible. Topical! Sorry. Oh, dude, I love Corrupted Venom's emblem. That's a good one. Would you write a Thousand Sons book? Yes, I would. I would help them. Did Raven and chat have a good Easter? It's not, Carolyn, it's not Easter yet. It's tomorrow. But I won't be doing a Easter stream tomorrow, so. If I understood it right, they edited 20 genes in Grey Wolves to express direwolf traits. That still leaves 20,000 genetic differences between them and actual dire wolves. No. That's the wrong way to look at it, okay? They didn't just edit 20 genes in Grey Wolves. They took the Canis Helix out of Leman Russ, put it into a bunch of men, a bunch of furries from Fenris, and turned them into a bunch of Gary Stu space wolves. Wait, are we not talking... Wait. Oh, you're talking about the... Oh, sorry. I got sidetracked on stupid wolf genetics. But you can understand. Get out of there from the software fans. You wouldn't understand. Sorry. Lark gets that joke.
I get it.
Thank you, Lark.
Have it out.
Let's go Warlord. I haven't gone Warlord in a hot minute. In fact, I haven't gone a Viking all night. Let's go Warlord. Kratos in the new game just wanted to change his ways. But why? I mean... And what do you mean change his ways? He'd already changed his ways. He was already living the life of a passive hermit. Yes, there was definitely a lot of therapy in Kratos, but there was also the segment of Loki and Atreus finding out who he is and making better choices than his father did. Yeah, but I'm not saying the character development isn't good. I'm not saying the writing isn't fine. I'm saying for a game called God of War, there wasn't a lot of God of War. Like, it's kind of like playing, are you ready to play Ghost of Tsushima? And then the whole thing is Jin Sakai complaining about how his dad is dead and how he needs to live up to the honor of his father and not ever do any real war or fighting or do any real assassinating. Or how about a game called Call of Duty? But instead of actually going out and fighting a war in Call of Duty, you're sitting down in a psychotherapy session after the war and you're having to talk to a therapist and dealing with the trauma and PTSD of that. You're not actually fighting though, you're just remembering it all. Yeah. That wouldn't be a fun game. How about a game called For Honor, but instead of playing as knights, Vikings, and samurai duking it out, you play a student in a history class learning about what would have happened if these warriors actually did fight each other and how stupid it would be when they could all have just made friends and sung Kumbaya and worked together a lot better by trading resources and actually learning from each other. Yeah, that'd be a game I'd buy. Right, Lark?
Lark agrees.
Well, Kratos did eventually take the mantle of general and fight in Ragnarok, but I do think he could have taken it up sooner. Yeah, there you go! There you go! Hey, Raven, I don't know if you saw, but if you were given the opportunity to work with Black Library to write a Thousand Sons book, yes, I answered that. I said I would. But they would never let me in to work in the Black Library.
Yeah, first say I'm fixing the Eldar.
Yeah, the first thing I'm doing is I'm saving the Eldar. I'm writing a better Dark Angels book. I'm Gary Stewing the Space Wolves. I'm giving the Ultramarines a loss and giving the Tyranids a win.
Already happened.
Good.
I'm giving the Tau a massive L.
I'm just erasing the Tau, thank you.
No, I don't want them gone. I need them to learn that they must suffer.
Oh, gotcha, Lark.
It's not that they shouldn't exist, it's that they should exist in the world.
Have there been any new characters in the Legend stories? Yes, Carolyn, I'm making some new Legends. What kind of joke would I do with Doom Guy? Can he tell jokes? Is Doom Guy capable of the funny? Depression 7808 has left the session. He must have gotten depression. Wait, we've got Samurai Hunter in here and Geist is joining? Oh my god, I'm getting two of my fans in here. Wait, Doom Guy has a wife? I thought he was married to his work. Killing demons.
That was after the fact.
Oh. I'm up against two Hitakiris in one match. This is not a game anymore. This is suffering. Yes, Isabella from Animal Crossing is Doom Guy's wife. Who's Isabella? Hold on.
You remember that little dog from Animal Crossing?
I'm looking it up. Oh, that thing! That dog thing. Yeah. Okay. Doom Guy's a furry confirmed. I could see it. Doom Guy's married to his shotgun. Does that make him an angel with a shotgun? Oh my god, I have bare hands! What's up, guys? He did have a wife and kids before the demons invaded Earth in the original game. Cool. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm fine. It was kind of a rough day, but I'm doing fine. Have you ever heard about Trench Crusade? Yes, I have. I don't know anything about it, but everyone always says, you should totally play it, and I don't know. I just don't know. I'm into a lot of hobbies right now. I'm not sure I'm ready to pick up another.
It's not even playable right now. It's still in concept.
Oh. Okay, then yeah, I don't even know why we're talking about it. Like, have you heard of this thing that isn't really finished yet? Yes. Are you going to be interested in it? No. Tell me, finish it first, then I'll tell you. Thought I'd go as your Orochi character. Oh, cool. I've made two, though. I guess you're going as Takayama Shiro. If Doom Guy appears in 40k, there'd be a lot less demons. Assuming demons in 40k work like they do in Doom Guy, yeah. What about Fantasy or Age of Sigmar? I'm not as into that as Lark is. Lark knows that stuff better than I do. I mean, I know some of it, but I don't know a lot. Like, what do I think about them? I think they're cool. I just don't know much about them. Well, if y'all got anything else you want to chat about. I'll be honest, guys, I don't know much about Doom, guys, so I can't really talk to that. Why don't you do commissions to write people's stories? I do. But most people don't want to pay me for them. And also, I have rules for what I write and how I write. What would happen if Captain Titus, Master Chief, and Doom Guy team up? It'd be incredible. Did you see the Oblivion remaster leaks? I heard that it's just a remaster, which the term remaster to me just means, hey look, we re-released it and we fixed some of the bugs. Go crazy. The first rumor I heard was that they were giving it Skyrim's graphics engine, which made me go, hell yes, but it turns out that's probably a lie. I need a battle sister? Oh. No, it looks like a whole new game. I think if it honestly looked like a whole new game, they'd like show trailers of this shit. I think they'd be revealing like, check out what we've done, and then just show teaser trailers of it. But I haven't seen a single teaser trailer. I'm the sexy vampire lady being friends with Raven. Mercy, you're a vampire? I didn't know that. Why don't you tell me these things? Which For Honor character has the best looking gear? Probably Lawbringer. So you don't douse him with holy water? I won't douse her with holy water.
Yeah.
Mercy's chill. She hasn't tried to bite me yet. Didn't know that we had a vampire in the chat. Oh, it's the things you learn. The things you learn about my community. But yeah, you gotta tell me these things. I'm literally slime in a witch hat. Yeah, see? You got some crazy people here. I don't know what I am. I guess if I'm the Raven Lord from the lore I created, I'm a powerful arch sorcerer. Or something along those lines. But nobody cares about the Raven Lord lore. And no, that's not me just saying that. Literally, the reason I don't write any more of it is because it got so few views. What's your favorite random monster weakness? I like the fact that zombies can have their head shot off and it's fine. Something I should like to see in literature is that the angel of death has controlled the embodiment of death because the angel of death is a servant of God. Coastal, have you read my book, the Death Diary? Have you read my book, Death Diary? It's about the angel of death. Have you read that? Please tell me people read that story. No, I have not, Raven, but I will read it now that you mentioned it. I can send you a link to my YouTube video where I read it out loud, like in audiobook format. It is literally a diary if written by the Angel of Death. Please give that a listen, because what you just said is essentially the diary that I wrote. I can send a link through chat, hold on. I even wrote an Easter entry. I wrote an Easter entry for Death Diary. Y'all should listen to it. It's Death talking about how he took Jesus' soul and how he failed to hold on to Jesus. Hold on, let me get to a point. Let me find it. 1 second. I will send the link in chat so y'all can watch it. I beseech you, please watch this video. It is so underappreciated. Okay, found it. 1 second. Copy the video link. All right. Dropping in chat. It is a long video because I'm reading all of the parts, so it's over 3 hours long, but please just listen to it. I beg you. I want to see what y'all think. Have you watched MHA? Yes, I've watched My Hero Academia. I liked it overall, but it could be better. It had a great premise and a great start and kind of ruined itself. This is a certified hood classic. You mean the book? MHA fell off after the tournament arc. For me, MHA fell off. It really started to go downhill for me after the Overhaul arc for me. That's when it really started to go downhill for me. After Overhaul, I just really lost interest. I just did not care anymore. Well, like, it just started really going downhill. There was so much wrong with it after a while, you know? Like, how did it ruin itself? Okay, so, couple things. First, what was the whole theme of My Hero Academia, would you say? What was the whole theme? Especially about Deku, you know? Deku's whole thing was that he wanted to become a hero, but he had no quirk, right? He had to earn that quirk, you know? And then even when he got the quirk, he didn't just naturally gain power. He had to learn it. He had to own it. He had to be creative with it. Okay, cool. Yeah. Then suddenly it's revealed that One for All has more than one power, and using these powers correctly allows him to have maximum access to his quirks. And it's like, okay, there's no longer any creativity to this. He's just like an unbeatable superhero, and it feels like that just didn't fit with him very well. It got way too lost in the sauce at points. There were a lot of areas that I was not following on. And then there was the whole fact that, wasn't it supposed to be a school? When are we getting back to schooling, you know? It just, I lost interest after a while. There were a lot of things that I thought it got way too overcomplicated. It got lost in its own sauce. Yeah, no. It wasn't there, Chief. It wasn't there, Chief. I'm glad it has an audience and I enjoyed what I watched, but it wasn't there, Chief. Let us go to Blue Dragon. What quirk would I want to have in the world of My Hero Academia? Oh, one for all, of course. Why would I go for anything else? One for like an original one? Like you think like if I could have an original one, an original quirk? If I'm trying to think of like an original one, like one that doesn't already exist, like I'd want to be able to turn into any animal, like Beast Boy, you know, from Teen Titans. That'd be sick. I'd love that. Or actually, I did create my own kind of original hero character called Archangel. Designed an image of her too. Aaron actually liked the image, and Hannah liked it too. Like she basically, like think of an angel, right? If an angel could have superpowers, what kind of powers do they have? Oh, I'm sorry, guys. They had to leave. It fell off after they started making videos of Deku and Bakugo kissing. I've never been a fan of that ship. I don't understand why people would ship them together. It really is weird. What is it about characters hating each other and people assuming that they're going to get together? Like Zoro and Sanji in One Piece, Sasuke and Naruto. Actually, no, I take that back. Sasuke and Naruto. Yeah, I see why they did that. Especially in the Shippuden. Like, the way Naruto glazed Sasuke sometimes, I was like, okay, bro, get a room.
No, I promise, even though he's a domestic terrorist, he's my best friend.
Raven, you got a blue dragon, a black dragon, and now a red dragon. Now you need a white dragon to make the 4 Dragon Kings. Oh my god, you're right, I need to make a white dragon. But who should it be? It'll probably end up being a samurai or something. Himiko Toga, best girl. I like Himiko Toga. Yeah, Toga was interesting. Felt bad for her in a lot of ways. I didn't really have a crush on any of the My Hero Academia girls, if I'm being honest. None of them really were like, oh man, she's the girl for me. Bakugo's, yeah, okay, Bakugo's mom was... Alright, you got me there, bro. Boa Hancock? No, Ian, Boa Hancock wasn't in My Hero Academia. That was One Piece. Yeah, I missed the episode where Boa Hancock was in My Hero Academia. Would have made it a lot more interesting. Bakugo's mom was hot, not gonna lie. No, dude, she was... okay. I know it was One Piece. Well, yeah, but we were talking about My Hero Academia. Like, I'm confused, Ian. We were best girl of all time is Boa. Boa's awesome, but I don't know if I'd say she's the best of all time. I mean, I like her. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know. Crap. Mount Lady was pretty hot. I didn't like her outfit. I want to thank you, Raven, for suggesting the game. It was a journey to say the least. What game? This one? Glad I could suggest it. Best girl of all time is hands down none other than Hatsune Miku. Fair, Hatsune. Miku has definitely gained an audience, so yeah. What up, Midnight? I don't know about that one. Don't get me wrong. I like her. She's a little risky. I'm just saying. Call me a prude if you want, but I like a girl who's kind of traditional. You mean Hatsune Miku from Fortnite? Wait, Hatsune Mimi? What's Hatsune Mimi from Fortnite? Did Fortnite try to make their own Hatsune Miku? Ugh. Who's the bunny lady? Oh God, I forget her name, but yeah, a lot of people like her.
I'm pretty sure it's Bunny Lady. That's what everyone calls her, right?
Everyone calls her Bunny Lady. That's what I want to call her.
I don't care if it's wrong. It's fine.
Aerie was my favorite. Aerie's adorable, but she's a kid. Rumi Usagi. Usagi, that's what everyone calls her. Yeah, you're right. Usagiyama. Yeah, she's hot, don't get me wrong, but she's a little intense. I thought Raven was having a stroke for a second. Nah. Just, you brought up Midnight and Miruko, that's the bunny lady. Miruko! Oh my god, yeah, how can I forget that? We kind of lost audio for a second. I like my women intense. Okay. Forgetting one of the only dark-skinned characters in My Hero Academia. Ah, you caught me. Casual racist. Raven Knight. Yeah, that's what it is.
That implies competitive rank.
Yeah, I'm just a casual racist, guys. I can't get into the competitive scene in racism, you know. I'm just not that skilled. I gotta up my game to really get into that competitive pro market. There's some professional racists out there, guys. I tell you what. It's just, they live and breathe it. They can't get away from it. I'm not that, you know. I'm more in the casual scene. I like to be a relaxed racist. Oh my god. I was Raven. I want my home to be a place to unwind and chill out. I ain't need an intense woman waiting for me after work. Yeah, I get that, man. Next thing you'll say is that My Hero Academia has no trans characters. There are 2. Wait, there are? I did not know this.
Now hold on. Are they like actually trans, or it's just because the community just says, "I think they are," or "I dub them as such"?
I think. No, wait. I remember like there was one who was a member of the League of Villains. I think.
Oh yeah, but that was.
And Overhaul blew her the hell up. I can't remember. I can't remember what they were. Whoa, $4.99 from JT Liven. I was talking about Baldur's Gate 3. I just beat the games and now I feel dead inside. Thank you for suggesting the game. Oh, cool. Glad you enjoyed it. I'm sorry you feel dead inside. Tiger was one. Oh, Tiger from like one of those cat characters? Like, I forgot he existed. Or she existed, sorry. One of the kitty cat heroes, the man, is actually a trans man. The magnet villain that died earlier was a trans woman. Okay. I forgot they existed, and I never cared that they were trans. Like, it was never something I thought about. Like, I just remembered, oh yeah, that one has magnet powers and got killed by Overhaul. The other one was a big buff dude in a cat dress. I just always assumed it's anime. It's gonna do weird stuff. Please give me some more suggestions for like games to play. Let me think on it.
We're gonna need a genre.
Yeah, give us a genre. Like the casual homophobe you are. Hey, I do not fear trans people. I just don't agree with their lifestyle.
One too many Jack.
Ghost of Tsushima? Yeah, it's a good one to play. Why is the audio dead? Raven, you watch Jujutsu Kaisen? I tried watching it, and it had some good moments, but my god, it was... I lost interest. That's me with a lot of anime. I don't know what it is, but there's some anime that I start watching and I'm just like, yeah, you lost me. I hope I didn't upset anyone in chat with what I said so far. Yeah, I hope y'all know that I'm just making light of all this. This is so bizarre. Tales of Symphonia? Oh, cool. Action RPG, something that'll change my perspective on life. Ghost of Tsushima is a good one. Yeah, definitely play that. Definitely play that. I'm currently reading Dan to Dan. My brother has started watching that. I have not yet. I'm currently rewatching One Piece. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm just rewatching One Piece. Raven, maybe Raven should play Hollow Knight. What's Hollow Knight? Go to the Guardian? Okay. Raven, we are. Come aboard and bring along all your hopes and dreams. Together we will find everything that we're looking for. One Piece. Compass left behind. It will only slow us down. Your heart will be your guide. Raise your sails and take the helm. That legendary place that the end of the map reveals is only legendary till someone proves it real. Through it all, through all the troubled times, through all the heartache and through the pain, know that I will be there to stand by you. Just like you'll know you'll stand by me. So come aboard and bring along all your hopes and dreams. Together we will find everything that we're looking for. One Piece. There's always room for you if you wanna be my friend. We are on the cruise. We are. Anime is cringe lol. Yes, you would say that. Do you play Warhammer for Dark Tide? I played some of it. Yayo dreaming. Oh god, don't bring that up! Raven, who do you prefer, Tifa or Aerith? Those are Final Fantasy characters, right? Tifa and Aerith are Final Fantasy characters, I think. One has like black hair and muscles. The other is nice singing there. Don't lie. I wasn't even trying to sing. I was just saying the words with a bit of audio, with a bit of melody to it. I was not even trying to sing good. Hollow Knight is a Castlevania action game where you enter a forgotten kingdom with the purpose of ending an infection that devastated the kingdom. That kind of sounds cool. I might look into that. Raven Knight, while building Yongkai, I saw you use the Wyverndale Dragon. Why not use Asian Dragon embossing? I could. I mean, I just didn't think about it. You think I'd like Hollow Knight? I'll look into it. Am I the only person who enjoys Raven singing? I swear I wasn't even trying to sing. I was just like, I was just saying the lyrics with a bit of melody. I was not trying to sing well. I was not putting energy into it.
I was just trying to say lyrics with melody. Gosh. How else are you describing singing?
Lark out here being actually savage to me right now. I know y'all couldn't hear it, but he said, wow, saying words while adding melody to it. How do you define singing, Raven? I'm like, Ouch.
Ray Stevens made an entire career saying things to a melody.
Damn. I knew I could trigger Raven to sing One Piece. Yeah, you did it. You did it. I love whenever I sing in Latin. That's always fun. Yeah, y'all didn't know I could sing in Latin, did you? Of course you did. I've sung in Latin before. There is just no audio in the game right now. It is so effing weird. I need to go heal. Yeah, I'm tired of this. I need to go heal. There we go. Sing a verse in Latin? I only know one song in Latin. That's the only song I can sing in Latin. It's Vini Vini Emmanuel, which is O Come Emmanuel in Latin. That is the only song I can sing in Latin. The only one. I mean, I can also sing some of Hellfire, which has Latin in it. You know, because they go, Beata Maria. You know, like, you know, they have some Latin in that. Beata Maria, you know I am a righteous man. Of my virtue I am justly proud. Anyway, yeah. I'm not going to sing that one right now. Hey Raven, if you were to choose which Chaos Legion would you join in Warhammer? Which Chaos Legion would I join? Shit, none of them are good options. The Word Bearers are always shat on. The World Eaters are constantly angry. The Death Guard are happier, granted, but they're also putrid and disgusting. The Thousand Sons are dusty boys. The Night Lords would probably be the best choice, but they're obsessed with torture, including torturing themselves, so I don't know, like, and the Emperor's Children, oh, they're gross. They're gross. The less I have to do with them, the better. Let's wrap up the night on the Raven Lord female. The Black Legion are the coolest. They're the Ultramarines of the Chaos Legions.
They are not.
Wow, I just pissed off Lark.
You look at Abaddon's top knot and tell me that's the coolest. It is not the coolest.
Alright, later, Coastal.
The Black Legion. I know. Let's just be the Ultramarines, but with chaos. Because it's literally what they are. We can be good at anything. Hey, we can get away with anything. Every L we actually take is actually a W in disguise. Didn't you know? Because that's the only part we pull from Sneech. The ability to cope and see, then somehow make it actually work in our favor. Because it's not like every other Chaos faction is infinitely more interesting in them, but no, they have the guy that has the top knot so that the Chaos Gods can grab it. Well, my lawyers advised me not to finish this joke.
Anyway, Raven Knight can sing, communicates with animals, ravens, and Parrot Aaron, and is constantly surrounded by knights. Conclusion, Raven Knight is a Disney princess. Raven Knight is a Disney princess. Well, Hannah has drawn me as several Disney princesses. That Warmonger is your clone? Yeah. Samurai Hunter loves making the characters I make, which I love. I'm glad that he does. But anyway, did you guys want me to sing in Latin, or was that just, were y'all just asking if I could? I hope Hannah didn't hear the Disney Princess comment. Oh, dude, she's already drawn me as a Disney Princess numerous times. Raven, do you watch Bleach? No, I wash with bleach. It gets a lot of stains out of my clothes very well. Oh, if you're referring to the anime Bleach? No, I don't care for it. No. You wash with bleach. I drink with bleach. We are not the same. I've got you, Shinobi Bot. Hannah's always 5 steps ahead in regards to drawing Raven as anything. Well, what we did was, okay, so true story. Back in the day, Hannah and I did a story series together called Disney Adventures. The idea was we wanted to go into different Disney movies, take the place of characters, and try to fix some of the major plot holes of the movies by playing as those characters and doing what they should have done from the beginning. Like, for example, in Snow White. Why did Snow White accept the apple from the old woman? It made no sense. She knew that the queen was after her, so why accept an apple from a strange woman in the first place? So what we did was, I became Snow White, and Hannah became Grumpy. And when the old woman showed up in the story, I not only said, no way am I eating that apple, I'm getting Grumpy in here to kick your ass. And so Hannah ran in as Grumpy and kicked the old lady's ass. And so Hannah drew me as Snow White and herself as Grumpy. So we just have that on standby now. Have I made any loadouts based off of franchises outside of For Honor? Yeah, guys, I've made Warhammer-based characters. Raven Knight, if you're starting to play Zelda, Ocarina of Time should be where you start. Majora's Mask is the second game. Okay, I'll try Ocarina of Time then. I don't know. I'll think of a way.
We don't have any Nintendo software.
We'll find a way, brother. There might be a way to port it. Bring it on.
Raven, Nintendo is the only company other than Disney that will go back in time and sue themselves. And they win.
Zelda will find a way. But anyway, singing in Latin. Like I said, the only song I know in Latin is Veni Veni Emmanuel. Veni, veni, regem et in exilio, privatus Dei filio, gaude, gaude, Emmanuel, nascetur pro te Israel. Veni, o sapientia, qua hic disponis omnia. Veni, viam prudentiae, o docas et gloriae, gaude, gaude, Emmanuel, nascetur pro te Israel. Veni, veni, Adonai, qui populo in Sinai, legem dedisti vertice, in majestate gloriae, gaude, gaude, Emmanuel, nascetur pro te Israel. Veni, clavis Dei vedica, regina recludeca elica, faciter tutum superum, et claude vias inferum. Gaude, gaude, Emmanuel, nascetur pro te Israel. Veni, veni, Oriens, solare nos arventiens, nos otes de pelle nebulas, dirás que mortis tenebreas, gaude, gaude, Emmanuel, nascetur pro te Israel. There's one more stanza, but my throat's getting tired, so I'll stop there. I'll stop there. There's one more stanza, but I will stop there. But yeah, that is the only song I can sing in Latin. All right, I'm going to call it there. I'm going to go ahead and call it there. Before we go, as promised, we will try to build a Nobushi Raven Lord version. Let's try that. If you want to play a native PC port of Ocarina of Time, look up Ship of Hakarinian. It's a 100% day. All right, I'll look into it. GG's, Nathan. All right, let's see what we can do. Alright. Raven Lord Nobushi. Let's start with this. Could I see a rundown of Sakura Miura if you still have her built? Yeah, I still have her built. I'll do a rundown of her in just a second. Let me get this started, at least. I probably won't finish this tonight. This will take a while to make, but we will come back to it. All right. The Raven Lord has blackish brown hair, so we'll want something close to that. We'll get as close as we can. Transit Umbra will probably work. Let's start with that. Let's also change the chest. Which Chaos God would I fall to? Man, why do I have to pick that? I don't want to fall to any of them. I guess Undivided makes things less complicated. Let's see. I'll go with that one. All right. Do we want to give her an ornament? I honestly don't think she needs one. Bring back Unohara? Okay. Whatever you say. Oh, Bleach Talk? Okay. Explains why I don't know anything about it. Alright, we'll start with that for now, but I'll work on it later, because I do need to get off. It's getting late. Before I go, I was asked to go over Sakura again, so here we go. So you need Yoro no Miko helm, Shuchoko chest, Shuchoko arms. You need the Raven Kusanami blade, Raven Kusanami shaft, Raven Kusanami guard. For traits, light skin color, chest and back, you want the Osakajo 2 paint pattern. No symbol, no embossing, no ornament. For the head, nothing. For the face, nothing. For the material, you want cobalt. For right shoulder, you want the meniscus paint pattern, which you get at reputation 10. No symbol. And you want the koi embossing, which you get at reputation 8, level 20. For the left shoulder, you want meniscus again. And you want no symbol, but you want the weaved plates embossing. For the color scheme, you want Reign of the Spider, which you get from the exclusive Web of the Jorogumo pack. For feats, I use Iron Lung, Smoke Bomb, Sharpened Blade, and Fire Trap. Sakura, not... Oh, Sakura, sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Sakura. Okay, here you go. All right, Sakura, you want the Psyche Helm, Kanejachi Chest, Psyche Arms, and you want the Infinite Rebirth Blade, Infinite Rebirth Shaft, Infinite Rebirth Guard. For traits, you want Default. For chest and back, you want nothing, and you want the Heretic Age embossing. Ornament, nothing. Head, nothing. Face, nothing. Material, you want light brown material. For right shoulder, nothing. Left shoulder, nothing. For color, you want Sun Wine, which you get at reputation 15, level 16. See you later, Mercy. For this, for the feats, you want Speedy Revive, Executioner's Respite, Longbow, Fire Trap. For executions, you want Meigetsu. For Dearest Pity, Nobushi Wheel. And Momiji's Efficiency. For emotes, you want Chest Bump and Recognition, and Dignified Courtesy and Subarashi. For signature, Onobu Geisha. And for effect, Idle none, Execution none, Free roam none, Combat none. That's how you make Sakura. Very simple. Very simple. No cat ears, isn't that a Nobushi requirement? I very rarely use the cat ears. But yeah, Geist was asking earlier if I make franchise characters outside. I make Warhammer characters like this is my Death Guard Warmonger. My Dark Angels Lawbringer. My Ultramarine Centurion. Let's see, where are the others? My Cornate Berserker. Let's see, my Sister of Battle Nobushi. And my Thousand Sons Magi. And I am working on a White Scars Hatun. She's not ready yet, but I'm still working on her. Oh yeah, and my Blood Angels Kyoshin. Almost forgot about you. Can we see the word bearer? I have not made a word bearer yet. All right. Well, I think that's everything, and I think most everyone's logging off anyway. Thank you guys for watching tonight. I had a good time. Tomorrow is Easter. I do not expect to upload anything tomorrow. We might do a stream. It depends. But if we don't, we will do a stream Monday. Okay? All right. I think that's that. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Take care.